Hello everyone, Kid KR here, and I am joined by Real Victor, Fonta Gamer, and King Life Dragon. We're going to be doing a top 10
YuGiOh Cards of 2019.
Yep. We're going to go by, we're going to give some honorable mentions. We're going to go by the list. We're going to talk a little bit about them, and then we're going to go from there. And anything you guys want to say?
No, we're good. Let's start.
Alright, we're going to go straight into the video. So we're going to go straight to number 10. So give opinions.
Guard Dragon Seaweed Pain. Card's degenerate. It allows you to summon a monster from your X deck for free as long as it's a freaking dragon. That's kind of dumb. But
Vortex was superior to Abyss.
Oh look, they're all there.
Yeah, they're there.
I got them there.
Yeah, so it allowed degenerate plays. It's cool. It's banned now, which is great. So
Good reason.
it's at number 10 because it's simply a card that summons from your X deck for free. All right.
You would go into Ib. Ib would give you a World Legacy Guard Dragon, like the spell card, and then you would just kind of go nuts, move around, play around. It was too good. It would limit extra deck way too much. We put it in number 10. It was a solid card.
All right.
Everyone cool? Anything else?
On to number 9.
All right. We go with Mystic Mine.
This card is very degenerate, but we believe it deserves the number 9 spot simply because it doesn't necessarily facilitate degenerate plays as long as you play it with monsters. It overall is a very good card. It's a cool floodgate. It just means that if you do more stuff than your opponent, you get punished. If your opponent does more stuff than you, they get punished. It only became really degenerate simply because it was played with a ton of burn cards. I played it in Sky Strikers, and it was just fine. It was just like one-on-one, mono-mono monster battles. It was actually kind of cool.
Yeah, solid. I think it was a good card. I didn't like the fact that everyone was just abusing it just because, why not?
Yeah, same. I don't like Mystic Mind Burn. Dumb deck, but whatever. It's at number 9 because, hey, it's a good card, it's a cool floodgate, and it works.
And I love the fact that OCG had to be almost immediately banned.
Yeah,
it was banned in like every locals in the OCG.
Yeah, it was banned in every local ever. It was pretty hilarious.
And they just limited it to 1 too.
So, I mean, the more they get rid of this card, the cooler I am. I don't care. I want this card out. So, all in all, good card. I don't like the fact that there's decks built around it.
There shouldn't be, honestly, but whatever. All right, so that's it for number 9. Let's go to number 8.
Number 8 is going to be IP Masquerena.
I like this card a lot simply because it's a generic Link 2.
Good card.
And it has that really cool quick effect, and it makes you so the monster cannot be struck by card effects. Overall, it's a solid Link 2, and it has a cool effect. And it can quick effect summon during your opponent's turn. Why not? It's a great card.
Good card. Picture. Solid. Yeah, I saw that, and it made me so happy. And I was trying to not say anything because I just really like League of Legends.
Too.
As you guys can see from over here, I really like League of Legends. It's so good. I want to buy the card now. All right, enough of that.
But IP Masquerena is at the number 8 spot because while she is a great card, she's technically still in her infancy, and we have yet to see her full potential.
She's seeing decent play, but it's never been. No one's ever attributed like their 100% win rate, their win ratio in like a tournament to her. Okay, now that James is done spazzing out, we can move on to the number 7 spot.
You should go higher on the list. Silent Mining.
So Silent Mining, it's a generic search card for Cyburst. It's mainly used in Salim Angry because that's the only Cyburst archetype we have at the moment that's actually meta. But I don't like the fact that you have to discard for it. And it is a hard once per turn, which is fine. I just don't think you should have to discard for it. No, that's from the OCG.
Oh, that looks sexy.
Yeah, but it's a search card. It searches an archetype. It's a Rhoda. It's fine. It deserves to be in the top spot because hey, every archetype deserves a Rhoda.
Yeah, I think the card all in all is in general as a search card. It's just a bad search card. Like you look at Rhoda, you look at this, and just bad.
You look at Engage.
You look at Engage. This is just terrible.
Okay, Engage is an unfair comparison.
But yeah, Engage is unfair.
Yeah, a little bit.
The point is,
an unfair comparison.
This card is just flat out terrible.
Silent Mining wasn't terrible because for Salim Angry, it allowed you to set up your graveyard.
Yeah, of course. But the point of that
And
is
it's going to be really
it's a
good
bad search card.
No.
It is a bad search
And
card.
and honestly, it's going to be a really key card in adding Nisters when they come out.
Of course. Like,
Yeah, of
we're
course.
not saying the only reason it's good is because it searches the cybers.
Yeah, it searches a Cyberse, and
Rhoda
yes,
searches a warrior.
it can
Rhoda searches a
facilitate
warrior. Like,
more plays simply by discarding. Yes, but
So-
I don't think it needs a discard and the hard ones per turn.
No,
but
it's
that's
just-
just me.
I see what you're
all in all, it could have been better, but at the same time, because
It's
of
still a
Salim
really
Angry,
good
it couldn't actually be better.
Yeah.
Hopefully, in the future, they make one that doesn't need a discard. That's my logic behind it. So that
to number 6.
Now we're on to number 6. Pot of Extravagance. I love this card.
Same. I like it better than Desires personally because it makes me not hate my deck.
This is what Pot of Greed should have been.
Well, we didn't even have an extra deck back when Pot of Greed was.
I know, of course. At the time, Pot of Greed was good, but this is just like future Pot of Greed.
Good.
Yeah.
Future Pot of
So,
Greed.
yeah, this card is great simply because it allows you a really interesting amount of plays, especially if your opponent ashes it before you pay cost. If your opponent ashes it before you pay cost, you go, okay,
pretty adorable.
banish 3.
I like this. Whoever made this,
Yeah, that's
you're pretty solid.
That's
pretty
OCG.
good. That's really nice.
yeah, it's a cool field center.
That's
Why
really
would you? You
Well,
could
field
never play.
centers.
Yeah, you can never play both at the same time.
Hey, I can do what I want, alright? So, pretty good.
That was number 6. Now we're coming at middle of the road, and number 5 we have Servant of Endymion. So Servant of Endymion, since I've been dabbling and playing Pendulums, Servant of Endymion is a great card because, well,
it summons 2 monsters.
it summons 2 monsters. Oh, I love
no.
that.
Why?
This is so
That
good!
was so
This is so good!
Yeah!
James,
Anyway, okay.
it's obviously photoshopped. You can tell the edges.
Anyway, so
Shut
Servant
up,
of
right?
Endymion herself is great because not only does she pull out 2 monsters to allow you to go into Electromite really well, she pulls out Jackal King, which can stop Nibiru and hand traps in general.
She basically can summon any monster that can have a spell count on it from your deck.
So someone from deck, that's it.
That's it. So she can summon literally anything. She can summon Endymion, the Mighty Master of Magic.
Can we put that
from
other
Cardinal.
picture back over fast of Fate?
Oh, it looks so good.
You can,
I mean, it's obviously Photoshop.
you can
but
see
I mean,
the Photoshop lines.
we
It's so
know
bad.
it's Photoshop. I'm just saying,
But
I could
like-
see her in that role. It's
Yeah.
so good.
But
Right.
all in all, Servant's a really good card, really solid. I like her a lot, and I love Endymion because I used to play it back when they first came out. I like that they reimagined them, and I like her especially because of her utility.
Yeah, she's used in every single Pendulum deck ever.
Yeah.
All right,
Great.
breaking into the top 5 now.
All right,
What? We already did top. We're
We're
breaking
number
into
4.
Yeah, we're breaking.
We're
into
in
it.
number 4. What?
Yeah.
We already
We
broke
broke
into.
into-
This is number 5.
Okay, moving
Enough
on.
of that.
Moving on.
Smashy
Nibiru,
Rock.
the Primal Being.
So,
Smashy
or
Rock.
by everyone else is known, Smashy Rock.
Smashy Duder.
So I like this card simply because it makes your opponent think twice about summoning a whole bunch of monsters. It
Unless
makes
they
you,
run Afterthought.
if they're an Azathoth or if they summon out Jackal King and they manage to get it with 2 or more counters, then yeah. But at the end of the day, this card is a deterrent. Much like how the phrase an armed society is a polite society. This is basically the same thing for Yu-Gi-Oh.
Nibiru is strong without being overpowered. With
Yeah.
with the option for the opponent to negate it, it's a great balanced card.
Lol.
I know it's like who.
It's
okay,
Asian
whatever.
eyes. It's Asian persuasion. No one gives a shit.
But
Nice-
yeah,
nice clickbait.
it's the same. The effect of tributing is not cost, so that makes it not quite as broken as it seems. It just simply means that your opponent has to think about how they do their plays, and that can mean good or bad for you depending on what they do. All right. Anybody else have anything to add?
Moving into number 3.
Solid card.
Moving into number 3, we have.
We're not going into number 3. We're going into the honorable mentions.
Yes, we are. We're going to the honorable mentions.
Into the honorable mentions. They are not in a specific order, so we're just going to go into it. Black Gloucester Soldier, Soldier of Chaos.
This thing is incredibly expensive
This thing's
and
skyrocketing.
incredibly good. I knew it was going to skyrocket, but
So good.
this card isn't played a lot, which is why it's not on our list as part of the top 10. It is a good card, however. It makes itself mostly immune to everything, and it has decent battle-based effects. It's just the fact that it's harder to summon than you would think it is, and it doesn't fit in a lot of decks. The only deck I actually know that fits in it, that it fits in quite well, is Danger Thunder Dragon. which I play, and I actually took this card out for Appaloosa. So I didn't have enough room for both. I'm like, I like Appaloosa better, so that's just my take.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like this part. This card can make a second attack during the battle phase of your next turn.
Yeah, that's what makes it not so great, honestly.
It's so random.
Why wouldn't you just choose the third effect, banish one card on the field? You always choose that effect.
So bad. It could have said choose. It would have been worth the same value. The card is equally as good.
It would have been
It'd be
great
better.
if it gained all of the effects if you used all level 5 or higher for Sling Summon.
That's way too easy in Thunder Dragon. I could literally just make this for no reason.
I can understand why, because you can attack, activate it, and then attack again, activate the banish.
Well, if they make it so that... Well, you can only activate one of these effects.
Really? Alright, so what the fuck?
This is when this card destroys the most monster by battle. But that's... If they change the effect to once per turn... Done. Okay, we fixed it.
Just give it to him, man. All right, enough of that.
Enough.
Salim Angry, Almirage. I love this card.
This card should not have said Salim Angry.
No,
this should have said Invoked Almirage or anything Almirage. This card could have just said Almirage. This card could have just literally said Cyberse Almirage.
Right there.
We're done.
Whoever did this, yes, you are correct. This card is an invoked card. That is what this card is. It's an invoke / Mekk-Knight card.
It's one of the most generic links in the game. It's a link one. It summons itself with a monster that's been normal summoned with 1,000 or less attack. It's just you summon a monster on board, you summon this, you go. That's it.
It makes me happy.
It literally it doesn't even matter that it has an effect, even though the effect is actually not terrible. It's just not used.
The effect it points down. It's a fire. It summons Purgatorio. Whatever. It's so good. I love it. I'm happy with it. It's great. Going on to the next one because I could talk about this for years. Proto Clint. I don't want to say the name.
Trifo Veritum.
There you go. What he said.
This card easily became one of the best super poly targets in the game.
It, however, dropped out of favor when Agripane got banned because it became harder for your opponent to have a lot of darks on field because it requires 3 dark monsters. So it fell out of favor in favor of Starving Venom, which only requires 2. Yes, this is better technically because it has 3k on both stats and it negates a monster, an effect, a special summon from the extra deck if I can talk. And it also does stuff with Predator counters, which does not matter in the least. But it is on our honorable mentions list simply because it is not as good as it used to be. It is, however, still a really decent card.
And with Master Rule 3.5 Electric Boogaloo, we could see this come back as a great super poly target.
Yeah, because it will not take up your extra monster zone. It will just sit there looking like an idiot.
It's solid. It's a great card. The Predator Plant thing, it's just like if there's a counter on the field, it just summons itself from graveyard, which is nice. Like in a world where you have Super Poly and you use Super Poly twice, like you could just make him and then make Dragostapalia and then put a counter on them just for memes and then bring them back from the graveyard. It's one of these like super niche things that it won't encounter ever, but if it does.
Yeah, it's a good card. Really good. I played it quite a bit until I stopped using Super Poly in my Thunder Dragons because I didn't like it.
All right, going to the other one. Crackdown.
This card is a meme, but it's a good meme because it saw a lot of play throughout the Pro Play Games tour. There were quite a few decks that were using this. Shout out to the Mekk-Knight player who had 3 of these and was just killing it with it.
Just annihilating
It's honestly a really decent card. It's a quick effect mind control, and it just you keep the monster. It can't it can't attack, but it can use its effect.
It can't use its effect.
Oh, it cannot activate its effects.
It's link fodder.
So as long as the monster doesn't have activated effects, you're fine. Like I had someone take my Colossus with it, and I just stared at him like I was gonna kill them.
Crackdown's a great card. It deserved to be on an honorable mentions list, and maybe who knows? Again, maybe in coming up, if we could see more play.
Steal a link, make fun of them, link it up, make an Appaloosa. It's fun. It's a great card.
Like during your standby, during your opponent's standby phase, if they summon during your opponent's turn, if they summon Masquerena, just crack down it and quick effect link off with it.
Thank you.
Thanks, dude. And then you summon Unicorn. You're just
spin a card back to their deck. All right, so on to the other one.
All right, Unchained Abomination. Solid.
It's honestly a really decent link for, and I actually won a game with this today. I used it in Thunder Dragons. I summoned it out and then summoned out Titan, and then I attacked with Titan over the Blue Eyes alternative. And after I did that, his effect activated. It just popped their other monster, and I was able to just swing with him and my 2 Thunder Dragons for game.
He pops 3 cards a turn.
Depending on he pops one during the end phase, no problem. He pops the other 2 pops are based off of if a spell or trap or a monster is destroyed.
Which isn't that hard to do, really.
Yeah, but I mean, most of the time you're just going to be using 2 of the pops.
Yeah, but still, he can pop up to 3 cards a turn, which is insane. Get a guaranteed pop and a destroyed by battle isn't too difficult, so you can manage 2 pops a turn.
Because he's got 3k attack. I mean, it's not exactly a
beefy boy.
It is a big boy. Look at this dog.
Yeah.
See this dog coming at you in the middle of the night?
Are you assuming it's species?
I
said it's a dog.
It is a dog.
What is
Shut
that,
up.
really rabid cat?
You're a rabid cat. So those were the honorable mentions. Now we're going to go into the top 3. So these are the ones that just like broke the meta, or were in the top, or just made the meta.
They were meta defining for quite a long time. They ended up being in a lot of decks, even though some of them were quite pricey. So, without further ado, let's continue.
Yeah. So
number
3.
3. Oh, I'll talk about my boy Dingirsu, the Orcas of the Evening Star. This card, alongside of Crescendo, skyrocketed Orcas to be the best deck in the meta, and for good reason. Dingirsu is the only Xyz monster that can summon on top of a Link monster as material. He non-targets, non-destroys a card, sending 2 grade, the most powerful form of removal, and he protects all cards on field by detaching, not activated, passive.
Yeah. He's basically a Thunder Dragon Colossus and an Xyz monster. He has a different utility, but he basically serves the same purpose. He's a body on board, even has the same attack actually, and he just prevents stuff from being destroyed on your field. He has good utility. Everyone's using him that can make rank 8s. I use him in Thunder Dragons. Everyone else uses him as a modest Orcas engine in their deck. So.
Yeah, I mean he's semi-generic, solid overall, just great.
Rank 8s are the most generic.
Yeah, they actually. Well, rank 4s and rank 3s.
Rank 4s and rank 8s are the easiest to make. But going into number 2, Appaloosa, the Bow of the Goddess. I love this card. The moment this thing was announced, I was so happy, and anyone who said it was bad, I just let it happen. I just let them think it was bad. This card is phenomenal.
From the moment this card was even announced, I knew it was going to be good, simply because this card can have up to 4 negates. Now, they are permanent. Once you use one, they're gone, so they don't stick around, they don't regenerate, but by the time you use all 4 negates, you're pretty much winning anyway.
See, the fun part is you can make it and you can equip the equip spell.
Megamorph. 8 negates.
Multiply its attack and it has 8 negates.
I won a duel with the PPG.
It's very funny.
It was just so stupid.
Okay, so I actually won a duel with this by simply having this on board with Thunder Dragon Colossus, and the Salim Angry player just looked at it and went, Ice Scoop.
I can't search and everything is negated.
Great.
By the way, hi Harry, sorry.
Lol.
You won in the end, so it's fine.
If Megamorph ever becomes searchable, this card will just be great.
I mean, technically it is.
Yeah.
How do you search Megamorph?
There's a trap card. It searches equip spells.
Sweet Jesus.
Great. Oh, yes, let's jam.
Now that that's out of the way, let's go to number 1.
Let's go to number 1.
Number 1.
Fantastical Dragon Phantasm.
This card may not have been played a lot recently, but this card has extreme utility and is a very interesting evolution in hand traps. Yes, there were hand traps before that summoned themselves to the field, but that was mostly during battle. He's one of the first ones that summons himself to the field when your opponent performs an action outside of battling. He simply summons himself. When a Link monster summons your opponent's field, you draw cards, and then you put one back into your deck for each Link monster your opponent controls.
And targeting protection.
Yeah, it has anti-targeting. Its draw effect is kind of cool because you draw equal number of Link monsters your opponent controls +1, so you always plus off of it. And you always you plus off of it, and you get to sort of rehash your hand. At the end of the day, he's a great card. He's an evolution of Link monster. Yes, I saw that.
I knew you were going to click it. I was looking at it too. I'm like, he's going to click it.
It's so stupid.
Yeah. So, all in all, this card is really good. It has great utility. It is what I think hand traps should be in the future. Cards that don't outright punish your opponent, but make your opponent think twice about actually doing something.
It's great.
So at the end of the day,
Thanos Dragon is number 1.
Yeah, he's number 1. He has some of the best utility in the game. Now, after April of this coming year, he may not see as much play, but I'm pretty sure we'll be seeing something like him coming down the road soon to come.
Thanos?
Yeah, talk about Thanos Dragon.
Yeah.
Dragon.
So
overall, this card is just fantastic in a deck where you have too many hand traps.
it's literally
Fantastical.
fantastical.
Fantastic. It's great in a deck where you have too many hand traps. Because in a deck where you have too many hand traps, you're always going to have Garnets. And too many hand traps. So you just go ahead and just summon for free, draw whatever I want, put garbage back into my deck.
It doesn't have to be in a deck that has a ton of hand traps either.
That's
I mean,
great.
I play in Thunder Dragons. I literally have, counting him, I actually only have 7 hand traps in the deck. I have 2 of him, 3 of the Impermanence, and 3 Ash Blossom. And so, simply summoning him, if I sort of riffle up from the top of my deck into an Ash Blossom, hey, happy day.
Yeah, it's great. It's a hand trap that gets you into a hand trap. It stops negates.
Or it gets me
this stops
Wait, is that
it stops targeting. Yes, we
We missed that joke earlier. We were laughing.
Yeah,
so
you
good.
missed it. So
It's so stupid, but I want it.
like in Thunder Dragons, it can draw me into my Dragon Hawk. It can draw me into all sorts of things. It draws you into cards you need from your deck. As this man's dying over here.
These were the top 10 cards of 2019 in our opinion. If we missed anything that you think should have been here, let us know. If you think something that should have been on the honorable mentions, let us know. We'd love to hear what you guys thought were the best cards of this year since the
released this year.
Yes.
Why would someone PSA grade a freaking Phantasme?
They're not.
It's new. What the heck? Why?
It's not even a 10.
It's a 9.5. How did you accomplish that? Alright, thanks guys. Like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you would like to see in the future. And we will see you in future videos for Team DMD later.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, I forgot.
Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas to everyone.
Oh, by the way, we hit the channel goal. We didn't think we would hit 50. We're at 61 currently. This is phenomenal.
Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Merry Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate.
Happy Festivus.
Merry whatever event.
Philippe's not your dad.
Or, just good day.
Yeah. Bye, guys.